When people break up after a short-term relationship, they often don't succeed. They don't succeed because they miss their window of opportunity. They don't succeed because they don't know what to do to get back with the one they love. And they don't succeed because they're not patient enough. They don't have the right tools. Perhaps you too are on the wrong path. You probably have made mistakes, whether if it was begging or pleading, or the typical mistakes that I see after a breakup when you're just being clumsy in trying to convey your emotions to the one you love. For those who don't know me, my name is Coach Adrian. I am a relationship expert. I help people from all over the world find happiness in love. I've been doing this for a few years. I've coached over 15,000 individuals, and a lot of them were coming out of short-term relationships. I know what I'm talking about. I have helped people succeed. In fact, I've done this so many times that I know what you're thinking. You're probably asking yourself, is it still possible? Does he or she still love me? Do I still have a chance? And most of the time, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Yes, if you know what you're doing. Yes, if you have the right resources. Speaking of resources, I've written hundreds of articles. You can find all of them on my blog. I've done hundreds of YouTube videos, and you can find all of them on my YouTube video. Unfortunately, there's so much material out there on how to get back with an ex, even on my blog and on my YouTube channel, that it can be overwhelming. You may not know what you should do for your specific situation. You may not know what technique and tips adapt to actually what you are going through. And it's possible that you will make a mistake by implementing a technique that has worked for someone else, but in a different type of relationship, in a different type of dynamic. And that's why I decided to create a one-stop shop audio seminar on how to get back with an ex after a short-term relationship. Any relationship that lasted a year or less can find the solution, the roadmap in this audio seminar, because it's a compilation of my experience on the very topic. I don't prone to know all the answers, but I have the experience. I know what works and I know what doesn't work because I've been there before. And I'm not here to tell you why certain things or certain tips or certain techniques work. I'm just here to tell you what can work for you and what will definitely not work for you. And I want you to leverage on my experience so that you don't make those mistakes that others before you have made. And you can maximize and simplify the process of being back with the one you love. So, in the next portion of my video, you will discover how to get back with an ex after a short-term relationship, what actually works, and how you should approach this process. So, why do people end up breaking up? Why do short-term breakups occur? Well, a lot of times it's because too much happens too fast. That's right. Too much love, too much passion, and it's an unsustainable pace. You're so excited that you've met this soul who you believe is your soulmate, that you share so much in common with, that you can't really control the butterflies in your tummy. And so you want to be with them all the time. All the time. And reality ceases to exist and you're just immersed in this relationship. And oftentimes, one of the two runs out of steam. One of the two parties has trouble getting back into the reality of the real world, assuming your day-to-day responsibilities at work, with your family, social circles and friends, and it creates a disconnect between two individuals, which inevitably leads to a breakup. For others, it's because you feel like you know your partner to their core. The connection is so strong that you're convinced that you know everything about them. And the mistake that you make is that you are already living as if you had been married for 20 years, right? When in reality, you've only known this person for a few months. And that creates a disconnect, and your partner feels pressured, overburdened, or simply that you are not who they thought they were signing up to be with. And finally, a lot of times I've seen short-term breakups occur because your emotions got the best of you. Unable to contain the love that you felt for this other person, you have smothered them. You've shown them too much love too quickly, and it became overbearing, too much pressure. And so your partner, who's now your ex, ends up fleeing, running away because they don't know what to do. They're afraid of that commitment. They're afraid of the implications of your love. I know all this because I've seen it in private coaching sessions with people from all over the world, all over the US. And from my experience, I know how important it is to have a plan. You need to have a plan so that you stop digging, so that you stop going in the wrong direction and making things actually more difficult than they are right now. If you don't have a plan, you're freestyling. And if you're freestyling, you're like a ship without a sail. You will not like where you end up. You also need a plan to truly, fully understand what is happening to you. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. You need to be able to see the full picture, to understand what is happening to you so that you can adjust accordingly and not be led by impulse in your emotions. That is so critical. And finally, you need a plan in order to enable you to take action. Having a plan on its own is not going to be enough. You need to know what to do and when to do it in order to start moving in the right direction and ultimately be in a position where you can inspire this person that you love again and make them want to do the work to actually get back with you. And that's why I created this audio seminar. It's to enable you to create your own plan based on what you are actually going through. It is a compilation of my success stories, of tips, techniques, actions that have worked for others before you. And I want to provide you with this menu in order for you to pick and choose what makes sense to you so that you can create a roadmap, a clear way forward based on what's happened in your relationship. Advice that is tailor-made for situations just like yours. Short-term breakups with powerful, powerful tips to enable you to turn things around quickly. In the next portion of my video, I'm going to divulge a little bit more about what you can find in this awesome audio seminar that I am so proud of, in case you couldn't tell. My passion is in helping people all over the world find happiness in love. That's why I've dedicated my life to helping you and people like you to repair broken relationships with the right tools by truly, fully immersing myself in what you're going through. Unfortunately, I can't be everywhere at once. And I wanted to compile all of my experience, all of my expertise on a very topic to be able to influence and empower as many people around the world. And that's what I've done through this audio seminar on getting an ex back after a short-term relationships. You can leverage on hundreds of thousands of hours of coaching experience. More than 15,000 people have been coached by our team. I've written hundreds of blog articles. I've done hundreds of videos. Go on my YouTube channel. Check out the reviews. Look at the comments on my blog, on my YouTube. You'll see that the experience and the expertise is real. Decide for yourself. Once you've realized that my passion is real, my commitment to you is real, and that my experience and expertise is also real, then you'll know that this audio seminar is exactly what you need, because it's experience that is specifically targeted at what you are going through right now. Remember, that this audio seminar is not my opinion. It's more research study. What has worked and what has not worked. What I do know is that these techniques work. I know because I've tried and tested them on the field with numerous people before you. I know what works and what doesn't. That's part of the growth process that I've experienced as a coach. And I want you to leverage on these powerful techniques. When adapted to you, when contextualized to what you are going through, they can change everything. So, if you are serious about doing everything possible to get back with the one you love, then you need to understand key concepts that I explain at great length in my audio seminar. You need to understand how to attract an ex. You need to know what mistakes to avoid. And you really, 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 truly need to understand the concept of resurrection as applied to a short-term breakup. I am so excited to share my research findings with you. I am so excited to be able to help you in your quest to get back with the one you love. And I cannot wait to hear about your success story very soon. Take care and all the very best.